Hey Ryder, do you want to watch Call of the Wild? Do you want to watch Call of the Wild with me? Hello everybody, my name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic, and on this channel it's my job to point you in the direction of movies worth checking out. So that interests you, definitely hit like and subscribe. And today I'm here to tell you if the Call of the Wild is worth a watch. So if you guys couldn't guess from that intro, that is my dog Ryder, and I am a huge dog person. I love dogs, and I'm from the Pacific Northwest. Not as north as the Yukon, where this movie takes place, but I live in Vancouver, British Columbia, but the evergreen trees, the mountains, the rivers, the cold, not as cold, but still, that's my habitat, that's my environment. So seeing that on screen and seeing dogs on screen in that environment, naturally I'm gonna like this movie, right? But is it still worth a watch? Now, like Sonic the Hedgehog that just came out last week, you have to understand that there's my dog barking right now, but you have to understand that this is a family movie, right? So don't go into this movie expecting some deep philosophical story about man and animal in the wild and have it be this really deep emotional. It's not that type of movie, guys. And again, like Sonic the Hedgehog, it's not breaking the mold. It's not doing anything particularly new, but it's told relatively well. And at the center of it is Buck, our CGI dog, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, if you guys have a problem with Buck being a CGI dog, then I don't think you're gonna like this movie, because all the animals are CGI. But it didn't bother me too much. It bothered me in the trailer, but in the movie, I was okay with it, because I was able to emotionally connect with our main character. You understood when he was happy, when he was sad, when he was scared, when he was frightened, when he was angry. You were able to understand the emotions of our main character. Unlike The Lion King, and I swear to God, I can talk about that movie, how much I hate that movie all day long, but what worked in this movie didn't work in The Lion King. Because Buck can't talk, right? He is basically a cartoon character. So you have to understand what he's feeling, what's going on in his mind. And it was made abundantly clear, and it worked for the movie. And of course, surrounding him are a bunch of different human characters. Harrison Ford actually cares in this movie. You know, I was predicting for him just to come into this movie, it's like, oh, it's a dog movie, I'm just gonna, phone it in. But he doesn't. He actually brings quite a pretty strong performance, and you were actually able to feel some of the emotional moments through his performance. So good job, Harrison Ford. But I actually liked, again, this movie is just about a dog going through various different owners in the wild, right? In the Yukon in the 1800s in the gold rush. And his first owners are actually mailmen, right? They work for the post office, Perrault and Francois. I actually like that group the most because, you have them and you have their sled dog team, and there's actually some pretty intense moments in the movie. And again, I was actually getting quite invested. I'm like, you know what? This is actually pretty exciting stuff. I was gonna go into this movie and go, okay, it's some cute dog movie. Like, you have Dog's Purpose and Dog's Way Home. I haven't even seen those. Like, the last real dog movie I saw was Marley and Me, which I refuse to watch that movie again because as someone who's had dogs all my life, putting a dog down is like just so sad. And I just don't want to go through that again. Man, it's such a heart-wrenching thing. So again, I stick away from dog movies and they can be pretty cheesy. But this movie, it's elevated through the performances, the characters, the wild itself. The Yukon looks beautiful. And yes, some of it is CGI and you can tell that, but still, like, that's what Canada looks like. So come on up, guys. But again, this movie, it really surprised me how much I liked it. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there, but you know what? Francois and Perrault, like the first two owners, I really liked them, and I really liked the dynamic with, Buck and the sled team and them. And then, of course, we have Harrison Ford in the movie as well, and he does a great job. But then we have a villain in the movie, Hal. He's just a mustache twirler. He is just a very cookie-cutter plot device, who his wife is played by Karen Gillan, which I thought was a bit strange because she's barely in the movie. So I guess maybe she signed on to this movie way back in the day before, all the Jumanji movies and Avengers and stuff. Just seems like an odd choice for her career, but you know what? It was nice to see her. So if you really wanted to throw shade at this movie, I don't think it really deserves it, but if you want to throw shade at it and if you want to nitpick it, you can go, well, the mustache twirling villain is just there as a plot device and he's just cookie cutter. Yeah, that's true. Yep, minus points for that one. This movie is nothing spectacular, but I enjoyed it. Cute dogs, wonderful scenery, great performances, maybe not great performances, but serviceable performances. This story is super simple, but it's elevated by those elements. And there's an action scene in this movie that I was actually getting really invested in. And it's like, this is really intense. And I found myself like, you know, I felt like a kid again. You know, I was like, yes, go Buck. So if this movie can get that kind of response out of me, great. So what do you think, Ryder? What should we give Call of the Wild? 3 out of 5? Sounds about right? So yes, as for a rating, I'm gonna give The Call of the Wild a 3 out of 5. I enjoyed myself with this movie. Will I watch it again? Probably not. You know, there's probably no reason for me to go, you gotta see Call of the Wild, you gotta see Call of the Wild. And yes, for you guys watching, there's really no big reason you gotta go out to the theater to see it. But if you like dogs, if you like the Pacific Northwest, and if you like, you know, the Arctic, or you want a movie to watch with your kids, The Call of the Wild is not a bad movie to check out. Anyways, guys, tell me down in the comment section down below, what is your favorite kind of dog, and what is your favorite dog movie? I've had German Shepherds all my life, so I'm gonna say German Shepherd. And if you're new here and you wanna see more videos just like this, definitely hit like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.